Hey, the Homeboy Hangout is back, and once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Pink Graffiti, Greensboro, North Carolina, as well as Crafty Creations. Stay tuned. February 14th, Homeboy Hangout has Couples Talk. Tune in YouTube Live. Check out the draft right
You
now,
guys
Coach
talking
P.
about Wes,
Yeah. Pope had asked
and I
me.
had the pleasure. What he asked you?
He had asked me a couple of weeks ago, like going into game week, was there one person that I can remember that I was like, man, I got to get ready for this person, that person. And that week he asked me, I was like, nah, because I was solely thinking football. I was like, no, I ain't think about nobody when it was time for me to play football. Like because you know how we thought of ourselves, people in football season. Like we were the top tier.
Right.
You got to come see us. But I told him like in basketball, I remember hearing Leslie House, and I was like, oh, we got to get ready for this guy, Leslie House. And Coach Hasty was like, hey man, he gonna dunk on you from right here if you ain't ready. But what he showed me, I was like, Coach Hasty, that boy ain't nobody our age dunking like that from right there, you know. And then in the game, man, he caught one just below the free throw line at home. It was at Northampton too, just below the free throw line, and that fella took off and bang it. I was like, man, that he a damn grown man, dog. That ain't he.
He ain't catch
Somebody
you,
better
did he?
take his birth certificate. Now I was watching it though. I was watching it off. I heard he caught you on some Saturday games though. Uh-oh. Bruh man, from the Ohio floor. He's not representing Ohio State really well right now, Pope. In the spirit. I mean, my man's mic done went out. His video done went out. Now he done went out.
Everything possible. Every
Yeah.
way possible.
So Pope, you went straight to Elizabeth City, right?
Yep.
What year did you start working with the radio station?
Year one, soon as I stepped foot on campus.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
As soon as I
I
stepped foot on campus.
I heard that you were doing the radio stuff, and sometimes I think as fellas, we don't really tell each other when we appreciate each other, or we think like good stuff about each other. But they was like, "Hey, you ain't working with the radio," and I immediately was like super happy.
You know the first game. First of all, I appreciate that. Second,
Yeah.
the first game I did as a college freshman was at Livingstone. I was mad. I got there looking at the roster, and I was like, "Where's Tim? Where's Tim?
And
You
I
were
was
there.
gone.
You were
Yeah,
gone. Yeah.
yeah, I was gone, man. I was
First,
gone.
first game
I
I
was.
did was at Livingstone.
Oh, that's pretty dope, man. I was there in '97, left in '98.
Oh,
But
I was looking for you on the roster.
right, right. I left. I took half a semester. Well, I took a semester off. I actually had went back to get back to that. I had went back in '98. So going back, they had I went there as a running back. So somewhere during the year, they had me playing receiver, right? And I could catch, and I was, they were like, Tim, you might be a receiver next year. And I didn't want to play receiver. So they were like, I was small, so I gained some weight to come back and play running back. When I gained my weight and came back to play running back, they put me at receiver. Of course, now I'm too heavy to play receiver, right?
Hmm.
So as talented I was, we get to the first away game, and they were like, "Hey, man, we know you've been participating in practice and whatnot, but we probably gonna leave you home on the away trip this time." I mean, and I ain't no cocky, arrogant dude, but in my mind, you telling Tim Lewis that you're gonna leave him home for an away trip, like to me, I say, man, I gotta go. This ain't really how I see it going for me. I gotta do something different.
Hmm.
So that was my first step to leaving. Then some other stuff happened that was non-football. I was like, yeah, man, I'm getting out of here. We went to a club in town, and we kind of got some shots rang out. And the people came back to campus looking for some people. And again, I'm Tim from Rich Square. I ain't used to this. So I said, yeah, man. I called my mama. I said, Mama, they just came through here looking for people. And she was like, "Hey, don't even worry about coming home. Call somebody, let them take you to the nearest motel. I'll be there in the morning."
Mm. Yo,
You
did
know what I'm saying?
P get you to Livingstone? Did P hook that
Yeah,
up?
P. I told Coach Harris that last night. That he asked me how I ended up in Livingstone. I said, Coach P.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So Coach P came and started taking me to places that I had never seen or heard and never thought I would be. So thank you, Coach P. If I never told you, thank you.
You did.
I
You
did.
did.
It wasn't in Raleigh, was
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
that was
Hey,
before I
Pope.
went, man.
Hey, Pope. I'm not gonna put everything out there, but the
I
football
mean, I don't
part,
care. Go ahead.
um, to get somebody from the area out and expose them to something new. At the time, who you love, North Carolina State, was the chess. We had went to camp and everything, and we did real good. And to get the opportunity to see those guys live, somebody from Northampton County going up to Thursday night had to invite Coach Turner. Never forget him. David Turner came to
Yeah.
school, and back in the day, technology wise, because I was one of those guys, tape guys, and I was gonna make sure you were ready before before you got to the game. And what we did was kind of put them a highlight tape together. Um, and when Coach came in school, Coach Hasty would just turn the coaches over to me. So from experience that I had with my brother, I understood how to talk to the coaches. So when they come in, they want to see a transcript, and the favorite thing that they always ask, how's he to be around when he's not playing ball, coach? And the first thing he kept saying was he couldn't believe that I was his coach at the time, good looking guy like I am still. He was wondering, like, you his coach? And I was like, yeah. So when he talked to me, anyway, he asked the question, long story short, has he ever been away from here before? And I said, I don't know, but if you have an invite, he'll be there. And at the time, um, I'm gonna make sure that Tim gets there. I'll talk to his mom. You take care of my baby now, Queen.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
I said, I got it. And first time on the freeway, seemed like, I mean, he's been on the freeway, Roanoke Rapids and stuff, but like being on the freeway, and I gave him the keys. You got to drive. What, man? I'm used to driving around Rich Square, and around home. I'm like, no, you got to drive too. So we drove to Raleigh, and I mean, it was the first experience everywhere. And the thing is, to get up there, we separated, got away from them. Like I said, Tim, I ain't gonna tell too much, but Tim
Go
got with
ahead,
them
dog.
stately girls, and you know how they are when they take you around, showing you as a recruit. They they
Yeah.
they grabbed him and they took him, and he turned around and looked at me, and I said, "Go ahead, man." I said, "This is it," because, like I said, what I got on right now, I will bring people up here. And Tim been you. He know how it
Yep.
is. He been you
Yep.
anyway. Took him took him, and he got an opportunity to see North Carolina State play against Florida State. And as far as history goes, he knows, and I know you do too. Best game ever in high school for him, where it was to the point where coach would say, "Do you want to leave him in?" And then I said, "Coach, I don't see why we should take him out, because most people will be like, we played with Chatham Central, Tim.
We talked
Right.
about that a couple weeks. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Remember that
Right. Right.
Chatham Central game?" And the thing is, the first thing Tim kept saying, when the girls actually brought him back, because they take him down there in the field and they let him see everything, and he got the real experience. And when he came back, the only thing he kept saying was when he seen number 28 for Florida State. And I heard him talking about weight a while ago. He kept saying, "P, he ain't no bigger than me." And the
That's
only
me,
thing I
baby.
kept telling him is they put their stuff on the same way that you do. And he
Right.
kept saying, he ain't no bigger than me. That's all he kept saying. He ain't no bigger than me. And then I said, once you get an opportunity, and this was Thursday. So we got to get back, drive back to Littleton and get ready for school tomorrow. Because you can't miss school and playing no game. So we went
Right.
back after the game. North Carolina State beat them. We get back about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And Tim, I'm an early riser anyway. Come on, P, man. Get your tail up. Let's go. We got to get up and go to school so you can tell everybody what you experienced. And then we have that game. We have that game that night. And, that's the rest is history right there as far as Tillman football goes. Because if you could put 2 games in the high school, and I got you guys from junior year and senior year, Williamston and Chatham Central. And I guarantee Jericho going to start smiling when I say those 2 right there.
Yeah,
And and as far as making the film, and that's why I was to tell you guys all the time, if you listen to me, I'll make you famous. And that was my thing, that I'm not going to tell you a story, and if I can't help you, I'm gonna get out your way. But that was the thing. And just like with you, Pope, I know we talked about it a little bit last week. Anybody that can come out there and work and put in the time, I'm gonna find a way for them. You, Mondo, Gary, I don't know if he talked to you about that, but those Wednesdays practice, Pope, do you remember those?
The what? The Wednesday practice?
he doesn't remember,
The
P.
Wednesdays practices where I think you would stay with Coach Hasty, but I would take like a 7-on group, because Tim know what 7-on is now, but back then he didn't know what 7-on
Nah,
was.
I had
But I
no
would
idea
get the
what
guys
7-on
on
was.
defense and take them. I would take the guys to the field, and Coach Hasty would still be out there on the side. He said, "Why do you keep taking them guys off?" And you remember, I would tell you, to get ready for the week, Monday and Tuesday, I would show you what the other guys are going to be doing. And then on Wednesday, I was going to take the guys through it. And Armando Petticotis and Gary Warren
Yeah.
were 2, but it was a couple other guys where they would talk junk to the guys that I would bring up and dare them to hit them. And it was like, everybody doesn't do what other, in order for the guys to be good on defense. And I said, those guys never really got their just due. But in order for the defense that we had that year, everybody that played defense, those guys were just as good, but they did it in practice to make the guys that were playing defense and to get back on the Livingstone thing. If somebody would have listened to me and played defensive back instead of trying to go and play running back, like I tried to tell them,
Yeah,
I
P.
told them they were going to switch him and put him at receiver. When he called me and told me they were putting him at receiver, he was like, "Man, I hate for people to say, 'I told you so.'" He said, "But you told me that they was going to switch and put me at receiver." And when I went to go talk to Coach Abrams, he told me, he said, "Coach, if he wasn't such a good guy, I would tell you, man, I just really don't know where to play him." And I'm smiling. And I told him, I said, I can't tell you now to put him at defensive back. But he said, "Coach, he was just telling me that Tim was such a good guy, but he didn't, he liked big running backs. Tim know what I'm talking about. He liked big running backs. And Tim was big, but he wasn't as big as Coach wanted. I mean, Coach loved
Man,
Tim.
I wasn't big as neither one of them guys man, Will my parent was like 6'4". I'm 5'10". But at the time as a youngster, you can't really see it like that. You don't understand it like that. But Pete,
No, and that's the thing when you get, yeah.
I'm gonna tell the B writer for NC State. See, I've been studying him too. He don't know how much I've been studying him over the course of these last few weeks. But the B writer for NC State, I'm gonna tell him he know about these stately ladies. But Pope, think about a little black boy from Rich Square, North
So you
Carolina.
knew exactly what I was talking about, huh?
Right. But think about a little black boy from Rich Square, North Carolina, had a fine Caucasian girl from NC State say, come on, go with me. How do you think I reacted to that, Pope?
Well,
Yeah, it was
maybe.
two of them. I was like, can I go? Do I stay? I don't know what to do. But they
I
took me
mean,
off and
You
showed me a
turned
good
around and
time.
looked at me.
Right.
Yeah,
And they took me
yeah.
off and,
You
showed
turned
me.
around and looked at me,
They,
and
they
I didn't
showed
do
me
nothing but
around.
smile and said, "Go ahead, go ahead."
Yeah. He's supposed to save me right now because I don't know what to do. And he say, man, go ahead.
I
It's okay.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
lady next
because
to him,
they're gonna bring you back.
the little light skinned lady next to him kind of looked and rolled her eyes like I'm her baby. So I don't want him to go off with them
I
two
said,
little
"Go ahead,
Caucasian girls. You
go
know what I'm
ahead."
saying? But he said, go ahead, go ahead. But I
look,
Yeah,
enjoyed it, man.
they're
I'm
gonna bring you
mad now.
back.
I'm mad now, knowing what I know about recruiting. You could have brought some friends with you. Like Tim could have been like the main recruit person, but recruits can bring
And when
people with
that
them to
the
games,
whole
man.
thing and the whole thing, Pope, the thing is, you should have came with them too.
Yeah,
You know
Tim
what?
could have brought he could
It's
have brought
kind of
people
like
with him.
going back to what y'all was saying before I got cut off. It's kind of like going back to that was a lot of years ago. You know how you said you did a thing where it was a year ago and it just came out.
Mm-hmm.
This was a lot of years ago, but it's just coming out now.
A lot of
Yeah,
years ago, and it's just
I
coming out.
know
You
how
know how we
business
say,
works, man. The
segue that
recruit
Pope. Pope, you know how we segue that.
man,
Right.
the recruit can
Yeah, you're
bring
supposed to
like three
take
or four people
somebody
with him.
that you know.
Yeah, he could have brought me with him.
Yeah. Hey, P, you should tell him about
Yeah,
the second time you took
yeah.
me to Raleigh.
So he can want to get back, and then he gonna tell that story when they get back. Man, you remember when we was in North Carolina State?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. It was a dope experience, man. And I was talking to Coach Harris last night, and we were talking about me and Pope talking, and I would say, P, I don't think you really understand what you did or what you do
You said
for
the second
kids.
time.
Oh, to NC State the second time? Or to Raleigh the
We talking
second
about the
time?
second time.
The second time?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I had took. Oh, yeah. We got a chance to meet the chess. Um, they
Chuck
had
Amato.
they were just renovating and everything, and I took my son down to the football camp, and that's I had took 10 guys. I was bringing 10 guys up to go to the football camp.
Oh, P, we gonna lose
So
P. P, you breaking up terrible again.
the day camp, you have to go drive back and forth. And I was really every day back and
Hey, Pope, we had to lose P at a pivotal moment like that. So I'm gonna say this while he ain't on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think P realized what he did for kids because part of my downfall of not making it further than what I made it is a lack of confidence. And I know me and you talked about that, but when you give a kid the confidence to feel like he can do whatever, like I always held myself back. And part of the reason that I was successful at Chatham Central is they were Chatham Central, one, but two, I just watched Warren Dunn, somebody who's a little bit shorter than me, looks like my stature, do what he was doing. So now I'm trying. I never knew how good I could be. I never knew that because I based it on where I was, what I had seen, and what I could try to do from there. But let's get back to you until P get back. You
he
did a little.
back.
Oh, there he goes, P. I don't think he's back. I think he's working it out. But
What about Bear? What about my favorite left-handed person from North Carolina?
we didn't say anything about Bear just yet. But I was telling
What about my
Pope. Uh-oh.
I heard you say something about LeVar.
No, I didn't. I didn't. But I told Pope, I don't think you really understood what you did for players as far as building confidence because a lot of my my downfall in not making it further than how I made it was my lack of confidence and really knowing who I was and the player I could be. You know what I'm saying? So nobody really pulled that out of me the way you pulled it out of me. And then when I left you, like nobody pulled it out of me anymore. You know, they were like, hey, you know, do this, do that. Okay, all right, whatever. So
What?
you do a good job of motivating people.
I agree with that 1000%.
Oh man, I tried to make y'all guys, man. I tried to make you guys understand, man. Um, you guys are and were and still are that good, man. And I said anybody that I work with, as far as coaching, I would always tell them, and if you remember, I seen a couple names on this list. Anthony, I had an opportunity to work with his senior year, and everything I told him, he'll tell you the same exact thing. He said, "Man, everything you told me, that you're going to have to run 15 um, 110s and be ready, be in shape, get their workout book." And but just in general, who's the best player that you know? And Pope, I still say that. Tim knows I still say it. When I'm working with young people now, who's the best player that you know? And they'll say somebody on TV or whatever. And then I'll tell them the best player that you know. I said, when you brush your teeth, tell me who's brushing your teeth. And then they'll say, oh, me. And I'm like, yeah. And the
Right,
best thing about that is I'm trying to instill that confidence in you that the best player that you never seen play is me, right? And I said, and I'm working with you right now. But I said, I want you to understand something. You're the best player that you know. You're the best player. And just to get that kind of confidence of knowing and understanding that, man, if you believe in yourself, can't nobody knock
right. That's true. That's true. And I know we've overcome obstacles all our life. But Pete, you motivated us so much, me and Jonas, and you owe $50 by his sister Bettina Pope. I said it loud so she can see it. Hopefully she'll hear it. I inboxed her today. She didn't reply. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But what are like some of the challenges that
you. Hey
you
man,
face?
oh man, it was so fun to know to God rest her soul to get accepted here and couldn't go.
Hmm.
Because mommy said no, you ain't
Right.
going back home right now. To get accepted at Virginia Union, and I would have been there like right after Oakley was leaving, and I would have been
Hmm.
playing. Well, I'd been playing football to get accepted to Union. My dad would get people in school in North Carolina A&T, and they were the first one that I sent an application. Everybody I sent the application to, out of the four, I got accepted to. But the challenge of, it seemed like I settled on Elizabeth City because it was the last one that I even put out, but it was the second one that accepted me.
Right.
And like the way I sent them out, I sent it to Union, they accepted me. I sent it to Ohio State, A&T, which when I sent out first accepted me last. So it was like I told my mom, well, I'm gonna go to Union and I ain't never coming back to Murfreesboro. And she didn't
Right.
play that. So she was like, you either going to Elizabeth City or you going to A&T. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Elizabeth City or A&T, and it was like Elizabeth City accepted me first, and I went there. I said, but I have lifelong friendships from great guys that I played with, and I met down there in Elizabeth City, and that experience there. You've been down there, Pope
Hmm.
lived the experience. It ain't nothing like it, man. It's small college, but at the same time, is one of the best colleges because as far as lifelong relationships that you make there at Elizabeth
Right.
City, man, I wouldn't change them for anything. And I went to A&T, I went to Union, and I definitely came up here, but I came up here a little bit later in life when I was bringing people up here, bringing guys up here to Ohio State, and it was like it was just the right fit. And to be able to walk on because to be walk on, be offered a scholarship, and you know how scholarships are at Elizabeth City, and it's fine. But at the same time, I didn't play initially when I first got there because everybody was huge. I mean,
Right.
everybody was huge. And the team wasn't, they didn't play together because there were some talented guys there, but they just didn't play together. And that first year, we were really good. And to get in and to fit in, and Tim, just like you, Pope, just like you, I had a challenge when I first got there because it was my coach. He was big on size, and you
Mm-hmm.
say 5'10" from Murfreesboro, but I always claimed I was from back then,
Mm-hmm.
because you
Yeah.
want to be a city person being Elizabeth City. But 5'10", 170 pounds to 6'4", 6'5", 225 from Miami, who you gonna look
Yeah.
at?
Right.
You gonna look at Miami, right?
Right.
Just like I always told y'all, the stuff that I had to do, it was the size of the fight in this dog, and we end up playing together. And my position coach, Jimmy Smith, I always love that dude because the stuff that I gave to y'all, he gave to me.
Mm-hmm.
He would call me a MF, on more than one occasion because I thought that was my name sometimes. But the thing is, never let nobody outwork you. And that's what
Mm.
he always used to say, never let nobody outwork you. You might not be the strongest because I always thought I was one of the prettiest, but being a defensive back, because I started playing receiver. And just like I told Tim, I went to play receiver at Elizabeth City, and it's 26 receivers.
I ain't lying.
I could catch the ball, but I didn't know all the routes. And then if your homeboy is a quarterback, you got to fight to get in drills.
Right.
But I was catching everything. But what happened? Um, they got 7 defensive backs over there. Hey man, I played corner at school. So I played offense and I played defense. Wasn't no drop off. And I always could hit. And the thing is, Tommy Hearns had nothing on me. And that's me talking junk now, but it was the truth. I got that name at school off of one hit in a game.
Right.
Um, One hit, you know. The thing is, I'm not gonna take anything off anybody. And it's like, what? And it's like, yeah, you and I tried to give some of that. And I said, that's the difference that I had to learn, Tim and Pope, with you doing
Mm-hmm.
what you do. If you're training a new writer, they're not gonna write like you, but you're gonna get them to that point when they start writing. And that was the same thing like with Tim. They're not gonna run the ball the way you did. I met a guy yesterday on the phone. Um, Wilcox, met him yesterday on the phone. Well, yesterday morning on the phone. But he knew Terrell. He knew a couple guys from Greensboro, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
funny. Like your experience at Greensboro, just like my experience in Elizabeth City, just like Pope's experience in Elizabeth City. We got
Right.
lifelong stories that you'll be able to tell. But
Yep.
to walk on, man, and like I said, being on CIAA was great, but being a captain and being a leader, trying to do what's right all the time, because you can't mess up. And I got that. I got
Yep.
that before Tim.
Yep.
Get ready to get on the bus. I dominated Fayetteville. Every time I played against Fayetteville, I turned out. And I at a day we had a curfew. This is my one
Mm-hmm.
time messing up as a captain. We had a curfew, and yeah, P messed up too. We had a curfew, and I'm making sure linemen, because those are my dudes. Offensive linemen and defensive linemen or defensive backs, favorite guys. Offensive linemen, they take care, keep the offense on the field. Defensive linemen make those quarterbacks throw those balloons up in the air. So, those are my boys. So I'm making sure we got to dance during the week. And I'm like, yo, time to go. 10 o'clock curfew. We got to go. Got to go. It's quarter till. Got to go. And I had one of those Tim moments. It was in the dance. I don't dance no way, but we was in the dance. And, one of those songs came on where you ain't got to do that much moving. And one of them round things turned around and was backing it up. Coach
One of
saw
them
me,
round
man.
things.
And, I'm getting everybody else out. Yeah, yeah. And it was, and I'm like, hey, wait. whoa, everybody else, I got everybody else out, but he saw me and he
You
said,
caught up.
that's all he did. I know
You
to get
caught
on
up.
that bus and tell him I know what you talk about. When coach said you can't go on a trip, when coach said
Ooh.
you can't go, I dominated Fayetteville, man. Every time we played against Fayetteville, that's how I got my name, the Hitman, off of Fayetteville.
And you can't go.
Man, it was my last year playing against Fayetteville, and I'm
Oh,
in the thing, and I got my bag. Coach, oh man, coach did it. He did it dirty too, man. I grabbed my bag. I got everything packed, all my stuff. I laid out my stuff 3:00 in the morning. I laid everything out. Dion ain't the only one who used to do it, and he tried to steal my song too. But I laid all my stuff out, got everything going, got my Michael Jackson on because that's my favorite song, The Man in the Mirror. When I'm playing football, because I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna make a change because I'm gonna make
yeah.
something happen. Anyway, man, I get to walking to the bus. I'm getting on the bus. Ho, 2-4. Let me see you.
Mm.
What's up, coach? I'm looking. He's no, right here. I was like, all right. He said, you can leave your bag right here.
Wow.
You're not going today. Man. I mean, I'm all CI, I'm Cap. Man, come on, quit playing, man. What kind of joke is this? Man, I didn't know it wasn't no punk back then, but I'm like, man, this dude playing with me, man. But when he said I couldn't get on that bus because I had broke curfew, he said, you made sure everybody else got on the bus. I'll talk to you when we get back.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think people
That
understand
was hard, man.
how hurtful that is to be who you think you are. And it happened to me at Greensboro too. But at Greensboro, I'm like the starter some weeks I'm not the starter. So we losing the game against Methodist. And these two cats, they cool, they on the team. I don't really mess with them, but I mess with them a little bit. And the game we're losing, I come off, I'm distraught because we're losing. And they say something and start laughing. And I laugh also to get them to move away from me. I satisfied y'all little whatever pity party y'all got going on. Let me get away from y'all. I didn't notice at the time. Coach saw that laugh. He looked around and saw me laugh when they were laughing and felt like I didn't give a shit about whether we was winning or losing. In reality, I really cared, but I was just satisfying whatever they were going through and laughing. So the next week, he was like, yeah, we not gonna take you. I ain't never been to Florida. This is a trip we going to Florida. And he said, Tim, we not taking you to Florida. You can stay home. And I'm like, what? I'm staying home like I'm your guy. And you gonna leave me home? And he left my ass home, dog, and they went on to Florida. And hey man, and the crazy thing is, when you at home, you with the rest of the guys, and some of them care. We know they're mostly practice players. Some of them really care, but some of them really don't give a shit. And you sitting at home with the guys that
Oh, that
really don't give a shit.
that
And that's
humble
that's
pie,
yep,
that humble
yep,
pie is real, man. It's real.
it is.
If you ever tell a kid hey man, I got I had a little go-kart. I call it go-kart. I had a Nissan Pulsar. I was fortunate to have a
A
ride.
what?
So
A what?
I got in my car.
What's a
I had a
Pulsar? Nissan Pulsar.
Pulsar. I had a
When
Nissan
they stop
Pulsar.
making them? They
I
stopped
got
making
in
them in
my
'93.
car, drove. No, they man, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be saying no years up here telling my age. Anyway, I drove all the way to Fayetteville. And the guy looked, so I had my jersey. I pulled a Pope. I got both mine too, Pope. Next week, I'm gonna have one of my jerseys up here. I got both mine too. So I took my jersey and said I had missed the bus. And they let me in. And still to this day, I still don't think I'm supposed to pay to get in no game anywhere.
Right.
I don't care where it's
Me,
at. I feel like even pro games, I be thinking like I should get in free.
me too.
Right.
I'm the same way.
So
I'm the
I
same
would
way,
talk
Pete.
to them. Y'all know I can talk to anybody. So I said something, And then I'm on the sideline, and the coach, I see the dude that's taking my spot, and I'm talking to him, getting him up. And see, the thing is, on third down, they're getting ready to throw it out. I'm telling you, you wanted to play with me, Pope. You wanted to play with me, Tim, because I'm telling you what they're doing. Not, you see, y'all know Ray Lewis say it. Y'all don't really know him, but I'm telling you what they're getting ready to do. On third down, this is what they do. It's 3rd and 6 or more. I'm telling you what they're doing. I'm telling our linebackers what they're doing. I'm telling our corner what they're doing because I'm the safety and I'm talking to. So I'm telling my man on the side, hey, dog, he's getting ready to run a short out. You can go get the ball or you can get famous by knocking his tail out. Which one you going to do? I'm saying that. And my position coach like, yeah. He's like, but the head coach see me. How did he get here? You got a jet. How did he get down here? It was a late game, so it was cool. I got there and he tells me, Tim, even worse. Pope, even worse.
Get off the
He
sideline.
told me I need to get off the sideline.
Get off my sideline.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You need to. When I said that you couldn't come to the game, not meaning you couldn't come to the game with us, but you're not supposed to be here, period. You're definitely not supposed to be. And most head coaches are like that. You don't need to be on my sideline.
Yep.
So, instantly I turned into grass then. It wasn't pee no more. Grass want to do something to him. So it's like, I'm getting ready to, and my position coach grabbed me and he says, man, what you doing? You about to throw your whole life away.
Save your life.
At the time, Buffalo and New England was supposed to be coming next week. Yeah, Buffalo and New England was supposed to come next week. So they're going to look at certain people. And, and I hate it, man. Kelso got my position. Not Kelso. Yeah, little dude for Buffalo. Kelso. Y'all remember number 38, Kelso Pope? You should remember that name. Kelso used to play special teams a lot. Number 38. Used to play for Buffalo. Hey, Tim gonna do your research. Check out Kelso. He was a little dude. And I was like, that dude got my position, man. That dude got my position. Because, they came and I didn't run no good time. I ain't gonna tell you my time. Because I still could outrun Tim when I got to school, though. But,
no, dog. Oh, no, dog.
Crazy, man. I could,
I mean, I don't think people really realize, everybody see football. They see the coaches, they see the players, they see the Saturday games, they see the Friday games, but they don't really realize, what players, go through. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand what you went through, Pope.
Oh, it's a lot, man.
Pope, they don't understand what you went through. They just sit back and watch and listen. But Pope, I don't know if you remember this, man, but
I do want you to do.
Go ahead, Pete.
Go ahead and tell him. I was going to tell Pope, I do want him to stop saying that. It's one thing that you say, dog, that always get me. You said it when we went to Coach Hasty's thing. You said, man, I might be the worst one up here.
Yeah.
He was up there.
Now we got him. Let's get him,
that's
Pete.
the part. If I would have had another year with you, that I know you would never be saying. Because to do what you did, and like I said, that was the main thing that I always talked about. You finished, dog. There are so many guys that don't finish. That start out playing, and some guys that started out playing and didn't finish.
Oh, I can name names.
And you will say it in a minute. Man, I wasn't as good as that guy, or you know what I'm talking about. And I said, that's the thing that I didn't get a chance to get, because I said, I wish you would have ran back with me. Honestly, man, I ain't fast. Bruh, it was some pretty girls out there. You could have talked to the girls when in between meets, because they was sneaking playing baseball. That's what he was trying to do. Talking about, look, let me come to the meet. No, nigga, you got to practice. You know me. You got to practice.
Yeah, that's what he said. You got to practice. But Pete, see, I don't think I know Pope. Look, I know Pope ever since he was a little bitty toddler. I was a toddler too. So this sounds funny, me saying, I remember a time, Pope, when I couldn't play with you for recess. You know what I'm talking about?
Increasing?
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to go into some of your, our lives through health.
Man, hey, man,
Oh, yeah.
Both of y'all. Shout out Creasy, man. Hey, both of
Huh?
y'all shout out W.S. Creasy, man.
Yeah, W.S. Creasy used to be a
Y'all
high
shout out
school
that
that,
university, man.
turned into
Y'all,
elementary
y'all
school,
shout
you
out
know what I'm
that
saying?
university, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all shout out that
But
university.
yeah. But Pete, listen, man, it was a time, when I couldn't
I
play with
worked. Look,
Pope.
I even work. Hey, Pope, I even worked there too. I even worked there
I,
1 year.
He
I
worked
know.
everywhere, ain't he?
I know. Only place P didn't work was on Rapids.
What? What happened?
He didn't work at, so it was a
No, I wasn't
time,
gonna
Pete,
do
where
that. I wasn't gonna
it
do that.
was it was a time, Pete, where we couldn't really play with Pope for recess. And he probably doesn't even think, about situations like this, because it was a time he couldn't really go hard just playing. Am I right, Pope, or you not remember what I'm talking about?
What had
Oh, I
happened?
remember. I didn't
You know,
know. I didn't know other people knew that, but yeah, I know. I mean,
What
I
happened?
so
I know. Yeah.
I knew that about you, and a lot you didn't even notice. But I used to say to myself, man, I'm praying for my guy, even at a young age. Like I hope my guy okay. So when you start playing football, it really hurt me that you said I hit you harder than anybody that ever hit you, because I
That's
was
true.
still so concerned about
Yeah, that's
my
true.
guy. Like when you got to Conway, I was like, that's my guy, man. I know what he's
What
been
happened?
through. Like if anything gonna happen, I'm gonna protect him. So I probably was like at odds with you having to be the guy in front of me,
Well,
that day.
it didn't seem like it.
Yeah, man. Like hey, man. I think it's an outstanding thing that you did, even coming out and playing football and finishing football. So stop saying that I wasn't as good as this person, these people, those people, man. A lot of people, you were a lot better in a lot of different ways. It ain't always about the physical attributes or the stardom and all that stuff. So stop saying that, bro.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. No, Pete, don't know.
For real.
I had heart
Hey,
surgery when I was little. So
look, I told you. Go ahead, Pope. What I missed?
no, you
What
said
happened? Why couldn't
no.
you? Or what was he concerned about?
When I was younger, I had heart surgery. So I was up
Oh,
until I was
oh,
probably
oh. Okay, okay,
yeah. So up until I was probably like
okay,
10, I was doing like frequent like doctor checkups like twice a year. Want to see a cardiologist like twice a year. Up until I was like 10 or
okay.
11. Yeah. So that was always something that teachers and people was watching when I was in school.
Oh, so that's why
Yeah.
your sister said that mess.
Oh, I to this day I don't know
Oh
why she said that.
man.
Now he had already played at Conway then. That she said that
Okay.
for
I
another
already played
reason.
2 years at
Yeah, he
Conway.
had already played at Conway then. But to me, man, you've always been like,
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how to explain it, man, but you've been like, up there to me because, a lot of people that have a broke finger, they ain't gonna try to come back and do nothing. And you've had heart surgery, you in and out of school with different appointments and doctor appointments and stuff like that. So I don't even know how much you think about that stuff like now as a grown up or making children, having children. Do you ever think like, what if I pass this down to my kid or like I don't know, man. I'm a diabetic, but that compares nothing to what you went through at that young age.
No, when all of them were born, that's something we check out early. Like before we leave the hospital, we make sure like that's straight. So no, it didn't get passed down to anybody. But it don't bother me now. Like
Well,
I run 2, 3 times a week, or I play pickleball. I was playing basketball quite regularly up a couple years ago, but I ain't never thought about it. I
that's
ain't never
dope,
thought about
man.
it again. Yeah.
Because I know I probably would have been thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I just had a homie here who always watched what he ate, always exercised, and his heart failed, and he had to have open heart surgery. And some of the things he tells me at his age that, we don't think about. Like, and I can remember saying something to him, and it's like a delay before he would respond. I'm like, man, you hear me talking to you? But he's like, hey, man, when they cut all that stuff off, it take a while for it to get back, to where it need to be, man. So big kudos to you,
Yeah,
writing for everybody.
my only regret is I didn't play my 10th grade year. That's my only regret at high school.
Right. I used to look forward to coming to practice and you be at practice, man.
What
And
year?
like P say, Gary be there. And Gary hit me up the other day on Facebook. Hadn't talked to him in a minute. He hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of what we doing was just laughing and joking and stuff like this is bringing back memories for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you guys being on here
Yeah.
with me and doing it and whatnot.
Yep, appreciate you. Now, I was saying my
Hey
sophomore
man,
year, that's the
before
only
I
year.
had my technical issues. Oh, okay. Hey, Pope, who was your picks, man? I mean, I know we kind of varied from it, and I apologize for my technical issues. But who were your picks, dog? If you mind me asking,
Oh,
or at
home
least
man, I
one
already
of
said
them.
him. Oh, I think
You
I
ain't
did
got to
you.
say all of them. You can just tell me who was gonna be your favorite one. I mean, huh?
Nah, he gonna
Oh,
go through because we gonna do it next
Cause
week.
we
So let
we
him
got
go
some
through it. You can go through yours too.
we got we man we got some legends up here, man. And all the coaches. I love all the coaches. So it's a trip, man. I love all the coaches, and I mean I work with one of them. Um, I work with one of them. I roll with the other one. The comedian, awesome doggone basketball coach, and hey man, and just the smooth operator, man. Man, we got some legends up here, man. And the
Yeah,
thing is, me and Grady used to talk on doggone Wednesdays. Uh, and I'm just saying, man, it's just great, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, he would have been right up here with us
I
right
know
now.
it.
If he was
I
here on
know it.
this earth, he would be right up here with us because he loves this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love it too. Pope, go ahead and tell P who you was gonna pick. So now y'all not like going against each other. You tell P your picks, then we'll let P tell his picks, and then next week we'll get the picking when we get Dominique back on the line.
I think I said who did I say? I said Eddie, Ant Roberts. Who else did I say?
So,
Let me see
but
what. Oh,
but
AB.
you gotta
I
do
said
it in
Eddie,
order. You gotta do it in order. Like your coach was who's your coach?
Larry Harris off top.
Then your baseball
Okay,
player.
so he said Eddie was
Eddie was my
what was
baseball
Eddie?
player.
He was a baseball.
Eddie was
Baseball player.
Okay, yeah.
who
Uh,
was
See, that's why I like because it's people I went to school with.
football would have been AB.
football would have been Amos.
You said
Yeah,
Eddie and Coach Harris.
yeah.
Yep, cool.
Football would have been AB.
Okay,
Basketball
Basketball.
would have been Ant Roberts, and then overall would have been Kevin Avent.
okay.
Overall would have been Boo. My man Boo. I talked to him on Monday too.
Overall,
My man Boo. So before you go, P, funny story, man. It's a young lady that
so
live up here.
you
And she ride motorcycles and whatnot. And we were out riding and I saw her one day and we were talking and she was talking about this guy that she was dating from, my area, and I was like, I don't know nobody from my area that really ride motorcycles and whatnot. And me and Boo, we some kids somewhere down the line. I don't know how. And then the next week, they was on Facebook together. And I was like, yo, you dating my cousin. I didn't even know that. But anyway, that's my man Boo, Kevin Avent. Big up. We'll get you on soon. Go ahead, P. Who was your picks, P?
um okay. So off of I'm saying going off of what Pope said, and I can't pick none of his people, right? Now who
Yeah,
was your
yeah,
coach
yeah,
again?
yeah. Tonight you can pick whoever you want. Next week you won't be able to pick who he got. But just say who would have been your
Nah,
tops.
nah, I'm gonna do it right.
Now we're gonna do
Nah,
that.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna do
do it
that
right
next
because
week.
he took some of my people,
Now we're gonna do that next week. This tonight is kind of a facade. So you just say who
No,
your
I
who your
know
best.
you're gonna put you gonna put somebody else in there. So I already know
Nah,
that.
we gonna stay the same. But when we
Now
add Pip back in, Pip
I'm
will
I'm
shake it up.
I'm I'm going I'm going the other way. As far as paying respects to people I don't even know. I love them anyway. Mr. I told you about Emery, I didn't know, but I played with his brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy, I didn't know, but he
Mm-hmm.
said he went to eat, so I know he good. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Derek, I'm still mad at, and you can tell Pope later about that.
Mm-hmm.
One who I always love, Angelo, got a chance to coach again, and I remember seeing House, and I enjoy watching him play. Uh,
Tough.
Let me see. Now everybody else I know. Those are the ones like I didn't as far as talking to, but those names I said I wanted to pay their respects to them first because I didn't know them like that. But I spoke to them. All right. Um, Man, this is a toss up with my coach. Good God Almighty, man.
Who's you
Can't go
gonna pick,
wrong.
Pete?
But that's what I'm saying, man. That's with my coach. So I'm gonna
And know
say,
they coaching all three sports now.
oh no, they can do it. Yeah, they can
Okay,
do it.
here we go. Who you
They can
got?
do it.
Who you got?
Grady gonna be my coach.
I already
That look
knew
like
that.
number.
Grady gonna be my coach because he's gonna cuss me out, but he's gonna make me feel good. He's gonna make me laugh at the same. He's gonna be my coach.
Yes, sir. All right.
And
So
I'm
who?
not picking nobody. And I'm not picking nobody who don't. And I'm gonna not pick nobody Pope pick. All right,
Okay. So
because
who's your
Pope picks some of
baseball
my
guy?
people. But I get it back next week.
Who's your baseball guy, Pete?
No, I ain't doing it that way. I'm gonna do it in my order. I ain't gonna do it in your order.
You
I'm gonna
can't
leave
do
my
it in your
baseball guy
order.
last. I'm gonna do it the other
Okay,
way around. My
pick
athlete.
your baseball guy last.
It's the same thing.
Who your all? No, you got to pick the
I mean,
baseball guy first
All right.
because that changes who your last guy might be.
My foot. My okay. My baseball guy. All right. My all around.
Nah, your baseball guy.
Okay, I'm gonna do the baseball. I'm gonna do the baseball. The baseball. Did Warren play baseball?
Did you see how I
Did
just looked at the
Warren Jeffers
screen?
play
What?
baseball?
What? You didn't do your research, did you?
Oh, he didn't play baseball.
What?
Okay, he didn't play baseball.
I
Okay.
didn't say that, Pete. I didn't say that,
No, see, that's the thing. I know him, but I don't remember him playing.
bro.
What
You might have to reach
about
out to
Warren?
some people. Yeah.
Oh, I will. I will. I'll do it before we get back up. All right.
You're on the clock, Pete. Who's your baseball guy? Pope.
he thinking.
Pete?
From this draft, it's got to be Emory. From
That's
this
a big
draft,
hit.
it's got to be Emory.
Emery's your baseball guy?
From this
You,
draft, yes, it's Emory.
you gonna stick to that?
From
So you
this
get
draft, right now, yes, Emory.
you guessed at what position Emery played, or you just like he got to be the baseball guy? Or you said
He's the
now,
only other one up here I know that played.
okay.
He's an
Oh,
Everett, so I know he probably pitched.
yeah, he did. Okay, that's your baseball guy.
Yeah.
Who's next,
Come
Pope? Your
on, man.
basketball guy or your football
Yeah.
guy? Who's your football guy? As Pope scratches his head, we want to
My
know
football
who's your
guy is
who's your football guy. And I
my
can't
football
believe
guy is
Pope didn't pick
Dubose.
him. What?
That's a good pick for football. That's a good pick. That's good.
My football guy is Dubose.
Y'all don't know how to pick, dog. But anyway, who's your basketball guy now?
Nah, I see what P doing with this. I know who. I bet you I know who his all around guy gonna be. But go ahead.
It's gotta be. There's gotta
Yeah,
be him.
yeah.
Who's your
My
football
basketball
guy?
guy is
I mean, who's your basketball guy?
huh?
Who's your basketball guy?
R.I.P. man.
Leslie House.
R.I.P. House.
Yes, sir. I can agree with that. But both of y'all are a little bit crazy about this basketball thing. Let's go to who's your MVP?
Ronald Jordan. Kool-Aid.
Bro,
I
y'all
enjoy
tripping, bro.
running behind him because
Hey, bro. Y'all tripping, bro.
you couldn't see me.
Hey, bro. Y'all
And
tripping.
Pope,
Both of y'all
when you
tripping.
want to ask your uncle, when you ask your uncle, when you ask your uncle, when you ask your uncle about Ronald Jordan, yeah, hey, you know what he was, Pope? You were right down. He was him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell
He was him.
y'all, I didn't pick anybody, but because y'all left the field so wide open tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and pick some people off the cuff because I'm a little upset with how y'all picked y'all's list. Okay? All right. So my pick
I
for
didn't
coach,
pick. I didn't pick Terrence on purpose because I
no,
know
I don't want
you.
to
I
talk
had to
about that.
leave
I don't want to
somebody.
hear why you
I
did.
didn't
Why
pick
neither
Terrence
one
on
of y'all
purpose.
picked my boy Hollywood? I don't want to hear that.
Wait. In my defense,
I
when
didn't
Pete was
pick
going,
Terrence on purpose because you got to leave Pip somebody.
listen.
Yeah, it's all gonna be fresh next week. I'm gonna
You
give
got to
you
leave Pip.
Wait. And in my defense, though, after I picked my list, I said, "Oh man, I left Terrence off." So I realized I overlooked him. So, but go ahead.
a fella with the name Hollywood. How you gonna
No,
leave him and forget
hey
him
Pope,
on the
did I pick?
list?
Did I pick anybody you picked, Pope?
Now you said you
Uh,
wasn't gonna do that, but I'm gonna tell you,
I
like
didn't
my
forget him.
pick,
I didn't forget him.
my pick would
You
have
want me to
been
pick him for baseball?
nah. So listen. This is what I would have done. Right? Y'all left me with Victor Hampton versus Donnell Handsome, who I was all over Facebook trying to reach him because he's a
Right.
funny guy. I wanted to see if I get. So if anybody out there know Donnell Handsome, tell him I'm trying to get him on the show to hear his little trash
No,
talk. But at any rate, I'm gonna go with Victor Hampton.
I'm gonna call Donnell Henson tomorrow for you. All you
You
do is
come,
call me. I got his number.
let's do it. Let's do it. So
Yeah,
Victor Hampton,
hey dog, Pope, who number don't I have in the area?
you the
nobody.
internet, P.
He didn't really want to talk. You didn't really want to talk to Donnell Henson. You didn't really want to talk to him.
Donnell Handsome, man. I messed his name up. Coach Handsome.
No, you
I
said
can't really
Donnell
call you that,
Henson.
man. Your name Coach Henson, man. I can't call you Coach Handsome, man. But you tell him, P. I'm trying to get him on here, okay? All right. So
And he gonna
my
be up
next
here cussing your tail out too.
my first pick for baseball, right?
All right, who else you have?
My baseball pick would have
Yeah,
been Derek D. Train Smith. That would have been my baseball pick.
I already
What's next,
told you
my
it's personal with me. It's personal with me and him. Your coach.
P? That was a long time ago. He just tripped you. You tripped. You failed. It's okay. You broke your wrist. It's over with now, P. He tripped you. It's all right. Hope didn't know nothing about that.
I know
But
who your basketball player is. I know who your
who else?
basketball player is.
It's only one basketball player on this list. I mean, there's a lot of basketball players on this list.
Bistro. Bistro.
I can't go with Bistro,
Bistro.
man. You know, they all told me to go with Bistro, but I got to go
What?
with Kevin Balmer. KB used to drop 45 a night. We played Southeast, and my man handprint
Okay.
was above the box on the block. Pope, how
I
you go
respect
against
that.
KB? If your sister was on here right now, Pope, what
I
would she say
respect
that
that.
you went against KB?
She wouldn't say
I
anything. She never
respect
seen
that.
him play.
Oh, she would have been like, no. Now what's next? My football player.
She ain't never seen KB play. She wouldn't say anything.
So for football,
Football.
I would have taken Mr. Alfred Dubose.
Your run,
That's who I
your
would.
running back mate.
That's who I would have taken because he hit. He hit
Your
pretty
court.
good.
You who?
I wouldn't have taken Amos as the football person because he probably would have been off the
So
board
you took your
already.
quarterback.
Terrence Powell. Now,
So who did you take?
according to this list, my MVP would have been none other than Hollywood himself. I mean, you got a football player that's a star. You got a basketball player. I mean, he got cut a senior year, but that don't matter. He was a star in basketball and baseball. He played baseball too. Who else on that list tonight that could have been your MVP? Y'all pick some people. I'm sorry, man.
Kevin David, who played all 4 years. Terrence didn't play baseball all 4 years. Terrence didn't play basketball all 4 years. Come on now.
Are we
You
are
just
we just
Get
are
him.
we just
Get him.
leaving it to we
Get him.
leaving this to high school? Because Pope, that Severin League that you
yeah.
mentioned earlier, Terrence played in that Severin League with me all several years.
Okay, so then we counting Pee Wee and Little League
Hey,
before they got to the high school.
Yeah, we count all everything.
hey.
Everything counts.
When they do it on the next level, don't that count when they do it on the next level too?
Yeah, it count. It count.
Don't that count?
It count. Who's your
Okay.
next level
I got a
person?
Hall of Fame coach. I got a
Yeah,
Hall of Fame coach first.
yeah, you do. Well,
I got a Hall of Fame coach first.
both of y'all got Hall of Fame coaches.
All right.
Exactly.
Both of y'all got Hall of Fame coaches.
Okay. Who was your coach, Pope? Oh, you got Coach Harris. Okay. All right.
The smooth.
Now,
you know,
on top
Coach
of
Harris'
that,
mustache used to be like that. The smooth
my
Larry
fa-
Harris.
my love coach. I told you the coaches. You couldn't go wrong with no coach.
So your baseball
go
guy
wrong
was
with-
Emery. Your baseball guy was Emery, and Pope. Your baseball guy was who?
I kind of
Eddie Buffalo.
Who? Eddie Buffalo was your baseball guy.
Yeah.
So P, you would have lost, right?
Probably. I mean, I don't know about Emery playing baseball. I really don't know.
He pitched, played first base, but he wasn't
And I mean, I would give that to Pope. I would give that.
Okay, so you gave that to Pope.
I would give that to Pope right there. Then.
So y'all tied for coaches, is what
I ain't
you're saying.
The coach though.
I say y'all tied.
Oh.
I don't agree that y'all tied, but I love both of them.
Coach both of y'all, so I ain't gonna win that. I ain't even gonna try.
So we'll say that you guys were tied.
Going with Coach Harris.
Well, he loved Grady Williams too. I talked to him last night, so he loved Grady Williams. So I say y'all tied at the coach position. But Pope has won the baseball.
Okay.
Now we get down to the football. Football's next, right? Or basketball?
He got the baseball.
Football's next. Who you got for football, Pope?
I had AB.
He had AB for football. Amos Bennett. Who you have for football, P?
He had Dubose.
I had Alfred Dubose.
AB was an East West All Star, and he came to live to play football for a little while. I was saying East West All Star. Tim, you were East West All Star, right? Okay.
Yeah, man. Right. I gotta give that to my man Chino. You know what I'm saying? P, what you think?
I know I'm outnumbered.
Who passed for the most yards? Who passed for the most yards in the Northampton County sequels ever? He got more passing yards than anybody. So Pope, you up?
I've been coaching against him. Hello,
Pope, you up 2-0, Pope?
I said it. He wouldn't have had it if I'd have been coaching against him.
Hey, Pope, you up 2-0 right now, right?
Just because Jabril caught that touchdown on you, just because Jabril caught that touchdown on you, don't you do that. Yeah, don't get.
Oh, that's messed up, dog.
I'm still.
I was trying to say that. I was trying to say that, but I was trying to say that for when Jabril got on the screen. But now you're gonna bring that up because remember, you was my coach. So if he caught the touchdown on me, you taught me how to do that.
Hey, defensive backs that don't listen, that's what happened to him.
It was rainy. I slipped.
Looking in the backfield. Hey, looking in the backfield, Pope. Because he want to play linebacker when we got awesome linebackers anyway.
Pope, you up 2-0, right, Pope?
No, you know
anyway,
what?
Let's finish the list.
Hold up. If he's defense, DeBose did play college football too. DeBose
did play college.
DeBose did play college. DeBose.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, DeBose. Where DeBose play at?
At Union, but I'm not gonna go there.
Oh yeah. So now we tie. We got a tie.
And he did some pro work too.
So we tied at coach. We tied at football.
I'm gonna find out exactly.
So we tied at the coach spot, and we tied at the football spot. So at the bottom left, we got what? Basketball.
Basketball.
Who was your basketball person?
Thank you.
He got me. I think I picked Ant
where we stay at? In the house.
So listen.
In the house.
Pope picked Anthony Roberts. R.I.P. to Leslie House, man. That guy was awesome. P, you picked Leslie House.
I said he
got with the Duke, but he didn't go to play basketball. So what? So now you saying we're tied 1-1, right, Pope?
And play football.
No,
yeah, you say P won that one, so we tied 1-1. Pope would have one. You would have one, P. So I guess the tiebreaker is the MVP of this all, and we already know y'all didn't pick Hollywood. Pope, who was your MVP, Pope?
I picked the guy who played all three sports 4 years. I picked Kevin.
You pick Boo. P, who you pick?
I picked Ronald Jordan.
Did Ronald Jordan play baseball?
Football and basketball.
He did not play baseball.
Thank you.
So
Football and
P,
basketball.
I got as the mediator of this session tonight, I gotta say, just by Pope's rationale, the guy played football, basketball, and baseball versus your two sports star. Now he was a hell of a two sports star, but he was a two sports star. So tonight, if this was legit and live, Pope, you would have won 2 to P's 1. Teaching DBs how to fall, looking in the backfield, coach.
No, that wasn't me. That's what you did. Don't be. I didn't teach
Hey,
that. That's what you did.
hey, you know what I remember for that
And the
though?
thing is, that last person, right? What's that last person to you, Pope? They can play everything, right? Right?
Yeah.
They can play everything. Is Kevin gonna lead your team the way Ronald gonna lead my team?
Hold up. Keep talking. Y'all
I don't
keep
even
it
know.
going.
I don't know who Ronald is, so
Yeah.
I can't argue that off. I can't even argue that. I don't know who it is.
Hey, when you get an opportunity, just like I need to do my research on Emory, I need you to holler at your uncle.
Yeah.
Holler at your uncle. Holler at your. Hey, look, Tim. I need you to holler at your uncle.
I did.
I ran behind him. I played with him. He was no joke, dog. And he went to Winston.
Yeah, he did.
R.I.P. to Ronald, man. Kool-Aid. What no joke. And look, football and basketball. But he was gonna lead that team, and I got Grady coaching. Come on, man. I ain't got none but animals. All of them. All of them. And Tim, I know we were talking about size, and we were talking about size earlier. Ain't nobody small on my team, dog.
You ain't, man, but you know what I'm saying? You
I
still
had to
got
have
some
Grady to coach that team.
you still got some two sport guys. I can't let
No,
you get away with that. I can't let you get away with it. You got some two sport guys.
I got 3 sport guys. It just ain't.
I'm talking about that last guy. That last guy with 3 sports matter. You know what I'm saying? You kind of lost out on that.
You said 3. Now, if they play 3 sports, now help me with Boo playing baseball. How was he, Yank?
He was solid. He was
I
pretty
could
solid.
I could
was
tell you he was
Yeah, he
pretty
was
good
solid.
at baseball.
Weldon in
I
baseball?
tell you like this. It was only 2 kids on the baseball team, and Boo was one of them. That from my standpoint. But you can't even compare him
Weldon in
to
baseball.
a non baseball guy.
Look, if the non, I can't. I
No,
can't.
you're not a
Emory
baseball
was
guy.
my baseball guy. That's the only
Yeah,
one
but
I had for baseball.
I'm talking about your last pick was for all 3 sports, and you picked a 2 sport
Hey
guy.
man,
Both picked a 3 sport guy.
well, I'm gonna say this, Pope. Congratulations. I took the first one. You took this one. Even though Pip ain't up here, I don't have a problem with this. With what went down. I just want to get the variety back. I don't have no Trojans up here. I didn't even see no Trojans on this list. It's like it just went
Yeah,
straight Northampton and Northampton West. Now, if we're gonna do a Northampton one,
we
okay,
got
I can see it
we got
because
some
I got some
welding on
names
there.
I can throw out there.
We got some welding on there.
Okay, you got a few welding. You got a few welding up here.
Uh-huh.
You know how many welding you got up here?
How many?
3.
2,
And I'm telling
3.
Henson, use Henson, Dubose. Who else?
Oh man.
Henson,
I got
Grady, and
Henson,
Dubose.
Dubose, and Boo. And Grady, that's 4.
Oh, you got 4. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You got 4. Hey,
Right.
Weldon got more than that over there, man.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
I ain't
We
seen
ain't
no
even mentioned.
Bynums on the list yet.
We ain't mentioned
I ain't seen no
the
Bynums
first
on
round
the
draft
list
pick
yet,
for
Pope. I ain't
Weldon.
seen no Coleman's on the list.
Listen,
I,
man, this is only the second list. It's
I
a
ain't seen no
plethora of
Coleman's on the
people.
list. I ain't
I
seen no
tried to call
Bowman's on the
Boo just
list.
now, but he
You
wouldn't answer
know,
the phone. I
and
got to get on that, Boo. When I call you, Boo, I
you
need you to
know,
answer the phone.
Listen,
and look,
when you talk to him, Tim, tell him his fellow
I
class of
ain't, you
'98
know,
must have had his
I
back.
ain't seen Vic
I'm gonna tell
Massenberg
him
on the
too.
list. You know,
You said
I'm just
Massenberg,
throwing names out, man. I ain't seen Maurice Squire on the list.
man.
I'm gonna throw some names out, man. And look, you ain't said none of my Trojans.
Who you want me to say?
What?
They was on there
You
last
gonna tell
week.
them what?
The Trojans was on there last week. Last week you had
What?
Thurman Lassiter. You had
We had
Maurice
two up
Smith.
there.
Yeah, that was last week.
Keep going.
You know, I might wait till we get
Keep going.
I'm gonna
You
wait
said
till
two
we get,
names.
my man. I'm gonna wait till we get my man Terry Hill on here before I put the Trojans on there. You know, we get Boo on here. We might put them Weldon Chargers on there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I had a welding coach. I had a welding coach who wanted to get up here tonight
But why you ain't telling him to come on? Was
because I
he one of
don't
the
know.
best?
I got to prepare Yank for him first.
Yeah, yeah,
He played
yeah,
at Northwest, but he coached for Weldon.
yeah,
You talk to him on the phone. See,
yeah. I know.
Yank trying to figure out who it is now. But you talk to him on the phone.
Yeah, I know it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Say it
So
again.
Pope,
Hey, look now.
Say
I'm still. Hey
I
Pope, I
told him
need to
you
get
took care of him last week.
tell your uncle Pete Pope. I need to get him on here and a couple more of them cats from back then on here. You know, one night just to rap about the kids that the people that they played with. Back then to give us some insight. Then we'll have some DDs, some Sheldons, some Derricks. Unfortunately, RIP Mike, we can't have no mics. But we're gonna do it a little bit different. But every week it's gonna be something different. We're gonna change it up here and there. But I
Mike
ain't
who?
gonna keep Mike.
Mike who?
Hope I let you go into that.
what you say? Mike.
Uh,
Oh,
Mike
Mike
who,
Barnes.
Pope?
I got Mike.
yeah, you got Mike.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Mike passed about 2 years ago now.
Oh, you didn't know
Wow.
3 years ago. Yeah, man.
that?
RIP Mike on my wrist, man.
Yeah, yeah,
No. Tim be letting me know. I didn't know. Wow.
yeah.
No, man.
Yeah, that's how I was today when I came across Leslie's bio. I
Wow,
was like,
man.
my goodness, man. Did you know Leslie had passed away?
No, I'm no. And see, that's the thing, man. Before Grady passed, he would talk to me and we would talk on Wednesdays. And the one thing that he wanted to do, he said, once you get back down here, like around the clinic time, because he knew I was going to come back home around July. And he said that he wanted, like bridging the gap because I was that guy that was in between and I know how to get in contact with everybody.
Right,
Because, you know, just call the guys and let's go to house. And just go there and act the fool. You know how we do
right,
in Greensboro, and he wanted to do that, and he always
right,
talked. And we was like, once we get down here and get to talking and stuff, he used to talk. We would talk certain times on Wednesdays, and we'd be laughing, and he gonna talk junk. Grady, and it was just so
hmm
cool, man, to know that just getting like we doing right now because it's good for us too, man. It's
right,
really good
right.
for us. And man, that's something right there, dog. Because I
Yeah,
said the one thing that I do on Facebook, I'll shoot y'all a happy birthday. If I'm friends with you, I'll shoot you a happy birthday, or I'll try and send something funny. Because I ain't gonna get up there and talk and stuff. But
right,
I'll just say happy birthday to let you know I'm thinking about you. Because I said this is cool, man. And I was like, we ain't saying nothing offensive to anybody. And that's why I
Nah,
said to shout out everybody that we can. And I said,
right,
you know, those people that we don't know, maybe we can learn them and get them up here, man.
right. I think it's dope, man.
Maybe we can learn them
If
and get
y'all
them up
talk
here.
if y'all talk to anybody that want to come on and kick it with his Pope, I know we gonna bring Jabril on in a little bit so he could talk about that one touchdown that he scored in his lifetime. You know, in a rainy, wet East versus West game. You know, he want to talk about that. You know, we get him on here.
Come on, man. Don't do my guy like that, man. Don't do my
We
guy like
get
that.
him on here and let him talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. And the more I research people and I see that people have passed away, with the people that I know have passed away, man, I think is not trying to tap myself on the back, but I am glad that I'm doing this for nothing more than, those reasons too. Because, those we all need to be appreciated and loved and, going on the sentimental side, showing the love and the brotherhood that we've created and that we have for each other. Even people that we played against, there's a brotherhood there. Whether you talk to them or not, those 4 years, 8 years, however many years you played against them, you and Pope, you probably did a way better job than any of us of building bonds, across the river, to those other people. But there's definitely a bond built, in those situations. But we've been on for a little while. I ain't gonna hold y'all much longer. But you have your list now that you can focus on for
Number
next week when we
85.
get.
Do your research on number 85.
We got
Do
you.
your research on number 85.
Yeah. So you
Number
guys will
85, Pope.
be ready next week. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go with it. We get Pip on the line,
Hey
and
man, I need a. Are you gonna add anybody else to the list?
no, I'm gonna leave it like it is.
I can't have Pope beating me. You gonna add anybody else to the list?
Well, once
Oh
Pip get
shucks.
back in, it'll be
Well, I
different.
know Terrence gonna come off early next week. So
Once again, the Homeboy Hangout would like to thank its sponsors. Crafty Creations by Felicia, by Lisa, Greensboro, North Carolina. Pink Graffiti, Dundas Circle, also Greensboro, North Carolina. Stay tuned. Click the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. We'll see you next week.